I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. My summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. I can't forget the day we met. You looked so fly in your red Corvette. Your hair, your look, your everything. When I see it all on your...
Alright, so I also want to get some pots going, obviously, for the herbs and just extra things. And oh my gosh, my poor miracle flower. He doesn't look so hot. But he's seen better days. But anyway, so a few of them already have some flowers planted in them. And I got all this dirt I got for $10 at my usual place where I get my dirt at. Those are my... There we go. So that raspberry bush is going in the berry bush today, and there's an echinacea plant. I have a bunch of miscellaneous things. Here's more watermelon going in. These are loofah. We've got a basil that's going in a pot, a couple of flowers I got on sale. These are gourd birdhouses. I'm kind of excited. I started those from seed. Here's a chocolate mint. And yeah, so I filled all these pots, and I still have one more of these giant pots up there at the house that is still filled with those. So I will get a pot to put my strawberries into, and we will get started. Alright, so I planted corn. To my knowledge, they're soil suckers. They are nutrient suckers. So I put a ton of cow poop on top, along with the... Get out. Out. You know better. Go. You dig in the plants. Go. Out. Go. As well as some of that other fertilizer that I have. It's for fruit trees, but it's also good for... Oh. I mixed that fertilizer in with the strawberries, not with this. Never mind. I just put cow poop in here. Maybe a little bit of that, but not much. I'm going to put some... Oh, I put that over there. I'm going to put some of these diatomaceous earth around some of these plants. See if that helps with the bugs. And I'm also going, if I don't knock myself out, I'm going to put some Epsom salt down to help with the yellowing from the corn, just to give them extra nutrients again. They sell a plant Epsom salt in the plant section, but it's $9 for either a 5 or a 6 pound bag. And I checked the ingredients in the one that's marketed for plants, and compared to this just regular Epsom salt, and it's the exact same ingredients. They don't add anything else to it. They just charge more money for less of it, of course, and market it for plants. But this regular Epsom salt works in the garden just fine. This 8 pound bag was $5 from Walmart. It's even cheaper at Sam's Club, which I will probably get it from next time, because I also use it for baths. But anyway, so I'm just adding a generous amount to this bed, just to make sure it has what it needs to keep the leaves happy and the plants healthy. So that's done. All right, I'll go add this.
We met, your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. My summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. I can't forget the day we met. You looked so fly in your red Corvette. Your hair, your look, your everything. When I see it all, I knew that you were mine. I'm in love with your hair, your lips, your silhouette in the moonlight shine. With my love you won't ever be alone. My summer love, been waiting for you.
Alright. So, earlier I dug up, it was a spearmint plant, a huge pepper plant. That was the giant one that went everywhere. And I repotted them over there. And now I have a sweet mint over here that I'm going to repot. I'm going to leave the lemon balm and the sage and the rosemary and the chives because they're not spreading or doing anything crazy like the mint is. So I think that we'll just pull this mint out.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. My summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. I can't forget the day we met. You looked so fly in your red Corvette. Your hair, your look, your everything. When I see it all, I knew that you were mine. I'm in love with your hair, your lips, your silhouette in the moonlight shine. With my love you won't ever be alone. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. Completely a fool, been waiting for you, my love. Head over heels, I'm blinded by what I feel. My love is forever yours. You have my heart, you have my soul, you have my whole, you have my control. Love me tender, love me sweet. With you I know that I'm complete. I'm in love with the summer's day. For you I'd give my life away. Never leave me, never let me go. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. My love is forever yours. Forever yours, my love is forever yours.
Came down there. Alright, so got a variety of no tag tomatoes here that we are going to plant real quick. Just for now anyways. Just gotta figure out. I did label them, so there's 4 different kinds of tomato plants, that because I started all the same seeds in the same pots, of course. And so I do know at least how many of these that are the same that I'm planting. So that makes me feel a little better. I'm just gonna get some of these taken out of here. All right, so we'll go ahead and give you a garden update before I get started this morning. I have a lot of things that I need to get done, but starting out, we have some peppers up here and carrots down in the bed. I don't know when to pull the carrots. They didn't grow very much, but it's getting hot, so I think it's probably time to pull them. So we live in Florida, so it actually is hot. But I'll probably pull the carrots soon and then plant something else in here, maybe some more corn. But the pepper plants are looking good. Some are getting pretty big. And then right here we have, it turns out this row and this row are pepper plants. And we staked all this stuff this last weekend. We just used bamboo. I harvested a bunch from my neighbor. I ordered this net. It was 6.5 feet by 100 feet, and then we just cut it to the size that we needed. And so far it's worked pretty good. Obviously nothing's getting too heavy yet. These are just beans, but I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work okay for us. But anyways, the beans are on this side, and we've got some good things looking at us there. So we're seeing some beans everywhere, and in between, the peppers are looking absolutely amazing. Those are getting huge. They're covered in buds and flowers, and they're pretty happy. So they're other new leaves, actually, just kidding. But the peppers behind them are looking great. So hopefully they'll climb this. Some don't look too hot. A few of them are still on the smaller side. So I don't know what those guys will do, but we put this little irrigation system in, but we're just too far from the water line. We have like 150 feet of hose that we have to run because there's no water lines down here to tap into for the watering the garden, because we rent this place, so we don't want to invest in the PVC to run a closer tap, and the water line is all the way up there at the house. So we have like 150 feet of hose that we have to connect, or 100 feet. No, it's 150. And it's just not really enough pressure for my liking to water everything thoroughly. Plus we only did one row because, again, the pressure, and I would have liked to have doubled up because I planted things in threes, and I would have liked to have had 2 rows of irrigation. We also ran out of hose, so I'll order some more of that. And on our permanent property, we will probably have a better irrigation system, because I definitely like just being able to turn it on instead of having to come out here and water it. But anyways, so this is the strawberries here that are looking great, and there's a few strawberries in here throughout. Right there, I think there's a little one over there. This is just gigantic weeds that keep coming up like crazy. Yeah, there's another strawberry. There's just a couple in here, few and far in between. So I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna plant them in pots, because that's it. There's like 6 in here left. This whole bed was filled with strawberries, and every single one died except for what you see there, and this pot and this other pot over here, which I'll show you. The strawberries just look much better in pots, so I think I'll just grow them in pots, because they all were planted at the same time, and obviously these look very much so different than those. Over here we have green beans. They have this little trellis I picked up from a friend. Somebody gave it to me. This bed doesn't have too much going on. I just have these beans. I had peas over here. I had one left, but it died. And the rest of this is just weeds with parsley that died. And so I'll fix that soon. Over here is the corn, which is looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. Some of them are even doing this little thing, which is pretty exciting. I don't really know what it means, but I'm excited for it. I think it means corn is coming. Other ones are pretty small still. I don't know that they'll grow. I can still plant corn right now, so I am going to plant some more corn today. I have one more bag of sweet corn, and I think I'm going to take these strawberries out, put these in pots, and then, hey, get out. And then I'll plant the corn right next to it, so they're close enough they can hopefully cross-pollinate each other and do good things for each other. So, but this grass is trying to grow up in my spot here. Not acceptable. Oh, it's right underneath the corn too. That kind of sucks. But anyways, so it's looking great. Don't mind my sniffles. My allergies are in full force right now. Let's look at this leaf covering that one up. But yeah, so the peppers, the beans, those are looking lavishly. The strawberries are looking good. Green beans. I guess I'll just cut these today, lay them in there to compost in place because they're not doing anything, obviously. And there's just a bunch of seeds, weeds in here. I planted some spinach, but this was back when the crows were getting in my garden. And so I think this is the spinach, but like these are weeds, so I'll leave the spinach alone because I do see the spinach coming in some places, but I think the crows ate most of my seeds. That just like they ate all my buds off my fruit trees, that one and the grapefruit tree that I have down there. But anyways, banana trees are coming up nice. This is the grafted tree. It's got citrus. It's a grapefruit on one branch, Myers lemon on another, and a lemon tree on the other branch. And that's a little pineapple baby. I don't know how that's gonna do. I guess I should just leave them in pots. This is the squash bed, which is looking pretty good. We had a squash right here. We had a squash right back here that was, it was looking fine. And then one day we came out here, crap, and it looked just like this. And this mold shit was taking over the plant. And so I had to pull the plant out. Hopefully this one, ew, I guess I will have to just pull it out because, you know what? I should use my glove hand because I don't know what this shit is. Or it must be obviously from the soil, but like, dang. Get out of here. See, it like ate the plant away. So hopefully it stays away. But yeah, so I had to pull one out. The rest look pretty good. They're flowering. Hopefully I get some fruit from them. I'm not really sure. Looks like possibly. This flower broke off, so I don't know. But they look good anyways. Hopefully I get some fruit. And this bed right here, these are cucumbers at the end. That's another thing I'm doing today. I'm going to put mulch down over here and all around this bed because there are cucumbers down here. And as I've said before, I want them to vine out here with the fruit. And I'd like to have the mulch down so that the fruit doesn't get all nasty sitting in the soggy soil. But the collards look great. I'm pretty sure it might be time to harvest them. Definitely having less issues since we put up Bob over here. Meet Bob. He's great scarecrow. And we also I got a couple of these from the dollar store. One right there, one back there. It only spins sometimes, so. But yeah, so cucumbers that are fruiting. They're looking great. I'm super excited. And over here we just have some miscellaneous things. I think this was Brussels sprout or spinach or something. This is probably going to be a broccoli or cauliflower head. Maybe a Brussels sprout. I don't know what this is. Maybe a cauliflower or broccoli. I don't know. But these are definitely collards. Here's peach tree. I just pruned it because it had a whole nother tree growing down here. So I just pruned it. Seems to be doing better. It's got a couple new leaves coming out since I did that. So fingers crossed. Over here is the berry bush. Whoa. But first I want to show you this. Somebody gave me these 3 avocado trees. They all died. Except for this one. This one has a little baby coming up. So I guess I'll cut the rest back because clearly they died on me. Oh, I feel kind of sad. I have another avocado tree in there trying to grow a seed. Anyways, these are like cotton candy blackberry bushes that I picked up. They're self-pollinating. And they're small so they can be grown in containers. But they're looking okay. They're looking pretty good. So I'm excited about that. This is a blackberry bush I bought. I think that berries actually like shade. And this is a pretty sunny area. So I hope that these guys bounce back and they adjust. But yeah, this is the berry area. I have another raspberry and I still have a few holes that don't have anything in them. So I will fill those. But just to show you, we have mulberry here, A mulberry. It was green before I moved it, so fingers crossed nothing dies. Blackberry bush. This is a what is this? This is a goji berry bush, and it's looking much better, so clearly it likes it back here. This was a raspberry or a blackberry. Doesn't look too good. We'll see. Again, we'll see. I think raspberry. No, this is a blueberry, it looks like. Oh, no. Blackberry. Just kidding. Blackberry. See, this one already had fruit on it, I believe. One of these had fruit on them when I moved it. So I hope that they do okay. But they're all looking kind of sad. No, this is the one that had fruit on it. See? And I didn't realize it till I went to move it because it had literally no leaves on it. And then it just had this one piece of fruit. And then I dug it up and I moved it. So, again, fingers crossed it doesn't die. These things seem to be pretty hardy. They usually come back for me. So, if not, I will replace them. But here is another goji berry bush. I also want to put mulch all around here. So, I possibly will try to get to that today. This was already dead when I moved it. But I figured I'd just move it and see what happens. This is my huge blueberry bush. This bad boy is, I believe, 4 years old this year. He's going on 4 years. I've had him 3 years, 4 years. So, but he's never really been planted properly or in the right spot. So God bless him. He's still alive. He's still trying. But I hope I can get him looking healthy soon. And another blueberry bush. This was a raspberry bush that was, again, already looking pretty brown when I moved it. I figured it was dead. I just wanted to go ahead and move them and see what they do. Another blueberry bush. Blueberry bush. And blueberry bush. And this is a little raspberry bush that I moved. And it seems to be doing okay. I have another raspberry bush on the porch, so that will come out here. But yeah, hopefully the plan is to mulch around here today. We'll see if I get it done. This is an orange tree. This is a little lemon tree back here. And grapefruit tree. This, although the crows ate all the fruit off of this tree, they did leave two before I figured it out. Before they ate these last two. So out of all those buds we had on this tree. Oh, there's another one right there. There's a, ooh, hello, focus. There's another one right here. But yeah, out of all those buds that were all over this tree, that's the only ones that the birds didn't get. But lessons were learned. That's all that matters. Lessons were learned. All right, here's my fig tree. It's not very old. It's a baby. I bought it from Walmart. I'm under the understanding now that fig trees need a couple of varieties to pollinate. So I will be buying another fig tree from a local nursery this year at some point. And all these little trees, I lost the tags. And I pruned them. And they seem to be doing really good. This one has a lot of new growth on it. And this one looks good. This is even starting to turn green, so that's awesome. That's a lime tree right there. This, I believe, is a lemon tree or something. And same here. I have a crap ton of lemon trees, and it's looking a little better. It looked pretty rough, so I had another, yeah, this is actually another fruit tree of some sort. But it was too far out. It was another lemon tree, and I said, oh, I've got like 12 of those, and I have 12 more lemon trees in the house that I'm starting, so I'm good on those. But this is a back shot here. So this is a parsley plant. I think this is parsley. Looks like parsley to me right here. Parsley. And it just got huge. Flowered. It's got all these seeds on it. So I'm just leaving it alone, letting it do its thing. This is lemon. No. This is mint, which is coming out. All the mint, all the herbs are going in those pots today, which we'll do that in a minute. But lemon balm's looking good, except for the one that died. Even these squash are looking pretty amazing. I have not been over here, so I haven't seen these. Let me get this weed out. So I haven't seen these, but they're growing up pretty nicely. I like it. I like it. Let me pull these weeds out that are growing in right next to them so that we can try to help them out. But yeah, those are looking okay, I think. They're coming in nicely. All right, so over here we have all the tomatoes, and this is kind of the same thing. We just did the bamboo. We gave him an extra bamboo stick in the middle and then strung up 2 rows and just to give him some support. So this tomato plant is just huge, and it's covered in tomatoes. Like, they are everywhere on this plant. They're everywhere. So that's pretty exciting. Not sure what kind of tomatoes these are because the tags, again, all got destroyed. There's a good sized tomato right there, but it doesn't look very healthy, so I may just take it out. These are starting to get some flowers, and these all on this side are a little bit smaller. No flowers yet, but they still look pretty healthy, so that's always good. And it's always positive. Flowers will come. But these over here, these have got flowers. Here, let's go ahead and let's feed you up into this here. There we go. Let's get you onto that. And this one's got a flower, a tomato, obviously. This one, no flowers yet, but it's looking great. Ooh, look, this little one has a flower. This one as well. It's got a tomato. Probably should do something with this. It's growing like 2 bushes here. I probably should just snip that off, but I don't have my scissors, so I'll get that in a little bit. But see, here's this big old thing, and it just doesn't, ew. Yeah, that doesn't look good. We're just gonna take this off of here. This is the second piece of fruit I've had to take off of this one, so wish I knew which tomato plant it was, because yeah, that's just, maybe they're getting too much water. If you could focus, that would be great. There we go. Yeah, it's not looking so hot. Maybe too much water or just bugs. I should put some diatomaceous earth out today. Whew. But I still think they look pretty good considering. So those look pretty good. Hopefully that'll grow another tomato, because that was weird. It's the second piece of fruit that's come on there that's looked pretty rough. But this bed's getting a makeover because this is all mint back here. That is spreading all over. That's rosemary. That's probably going to go in a pot as well. And same thing with the sage. I have a little baby sage here I grew from seed, so I'll stick those 2 together. Ooh, something's eating this mint anyway, so I'll get that out, harvest some of it, maybe do something with it. There's a, I don't know what that is, marigold, parsley, probably a marigold, but looking good. I had some dark basil here, but it hasn't done too much. So I may plant some more of that because I still have some seeds. And these are the other tomato plants. This is the other bed. And I have a ton more tomatoes to plant. I'm trying to wait because my boyfriend's picking up some eggs for me. I'd like to plant at least 10 tomatoes with eggs in the bottom and see if I notice a difference in how the plants grow. I've seen a few gardeners that swear by it for nice, healthy tomatoes. And so I still have the rest of this. I still have the rest of this side to plant with tomatoes. So I was going to plant 1 egg, crack it underneath each of those tomatoes. So I'll probably do that today as well. My boyfriend has a friend that gets a ton of eggs from his chickens, so he gives us extra. And we have eggs from our chickens, but we only have like 12 in there. So if I use them all, we'll be out of eggs. So I'll just use ours and he can bring me more. But I have more watermelons to plant. But this bed is just full. There is pumpkin. Pumpkin is along this middle, and the outside is cantaloupe, most of it. Some watermelon plants are in between, like these are all watermelon right here because they have different leaves. So these are watermelon, these are cantaloupe, and these in here are all pumpkin. Whoa. Oh, so exciting. So, so exciting. So again, I mulched around here already. So my plan is to help guide the vines to come out here and fruit along the mulch. Now, normally I would put cardboard down and then I would put the mulch on top of it to keep the weeds from growing back up. But again, this is a renter property and it's registered according to our landlords as like a native flower thing, whatever. And so obviously they're going to want this grass and these beautiful flowers that attract pollinators to be growing back up. So that is a reason why I'm not putting cardboard down to keep the weeds from growing up. So I will just keep pulling them as I go. And then when we put our forever garden in at our property, which is 2.5 acres, I will put cardboard down and then put mulch on top to keep the weeds from growing in between the beds. And I will also leave more room than this because it's very hard to get my wagon through here. A wheelbarrow would be fine, but I suck at loading wagons. So anyways, this bed is empty, so this will be weeded and planted. This bed has all the onions in it. There were radishes back here, but they went to flower, and I started researching and found out they go to flower when it gets too hot and it's time to pick them. So I picked them. One actually developed like a butt-looking radish. I didn't get a picture of it because it was only one. And so I just let it be. I took a bite of it. I let it sit for too long because I've never grown it before. And I grew like the dollar store brand and I really just didn't like it that much. So I will use better radish seeds next year. But I do have this half of the bed now I can plant in. Oh yeah, and only one radish grew. So there was like 8 heads here, but they all just had a tiny little bulb and they didn't grow. And I know I planted them around the right time. So I don't know if it just got too hot too fast. It's Florida, but there's onion in here. And again, first year planting it, starting it from seed. So I thought that I started a whole lot of seeds. And then as I planted them out, I realized really didn't have as much as I thought. So next year we will go hardcore with onions, but I'm super excited. This is my first year growing them and they're looking great. This bed is also empty. It's just weed heaven along with these. They're just everywhere. They're coming up so bad. But I've been told they're good for you. They're actually like a medicine of some sort. They can be used as that, I've been told, I believe, but yeah, we just don't use them. So, ooh, a stinging nettle. I got all these wildflowers. See, these just naturally grow all over this yard. So I'm not going to mess with that, along with the dandelions. And so this is the last bed. And there's rhubarb over here, which I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know when to pick it. I don't have a clue. And celery, which my bags that I started these celery seeds from says that it's like 90 days or something to harvest, or 100 days or something like that. And pretty sure these have been in the ground since winter. So I don't guess these are going to grow much more than this, but I'm just leaving them be for now. And I still have that bed to plant. And then this bed is miscellaneous. There's some parsley over here. Shit. Oh, shoot. Damn, I broke my sprinkler. There's a green okra in here that I bought from the store. Starts. There's this that's died, so we'll let that compost in place. I think that's dill for my pickles. More okra. All my tulips died I had in here. And I guess these are going to seed, so yay. Look at my lavender. Hell yes. This is the first time I've ever grown lavender. I literally just leave it alone. And when I water the garden, I put that pot over it so it doesn't get water. And it's doing great. It's the first time I've not killed a lavender plant. But yeah, so that's the very long overview of the garden and what's a wildflower too. Just beautiful. But yeah, so that's the overview of what's happening in the garden today. And we shall get started here.